Alrighty, what's up, motherfuckers? Peter Gilmore here on this Thursday afternoon. Back to you again with my second video of the day. Once again, right here on the Peter Gilmore YouTube wrestling page, youtube.com/Peter Gilmore. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down below, subscribe to the channels and my other channels, which are down below in the description box. And as always, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and share the video all over the internet. And most importantly, tap that bell, turn on all my notifications so you never, ever miss an upload. And that's all I gotta say about it. So like the video, share the video, subscribe to my channels, and don't forget to hit that fucking bell. And that's it. And smash that like button to smithereens. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on this Thursday afternoon, March the 18th, 2021. Just did a video a couple hours ago about the latest inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame, Eric Bischoff. So check that video out down below in the description box. So check it out, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and smash that like button to death, and share the video all over the internet. Excuse me. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, on this rainy, bleh, cloudy, disgusting, horrible Thursday afternoon, March the 18th, 2021, it is time. Now I'm going to give you a twofer on my second video of the day. So, on this, as the title says, it is time for your late and out-of-date AEW Dynamite and NXT reviews for St. Patrick's Day, March the 17th, 2021, from Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida, and the Capitol Wrestling Center in St. Petersburg, Florida, at the CWC. All right, so I'm going to do a little twofer for you guys today. I don't want to do separate videos because, like I said, I don't have a lot of time on StreamYard. So I want to do a twofer, so get this out of the way, so I have a little bit more time in case I want to do another live video with a random topic, or I got Fastlane coming up, so I got to do a review. I got to do my review of that, and then we're gonna do next week, and then the week after that, and the week after that, then WrestleMania and all that other stuff. So hopefully by that time I have enough time to do a few videos here and there. But we'll see what happens with that. And if anything, I'll just do it on the trusty old phone. And that's it. All right, chat room's open if you want to chat about AEW or NXT from last night. And that's it. All right, let's begin with AEW, as always. We're going to start with the best company in the world. Well, the second best company in the world, next to New Japan Pro Wrestling, AEW, as they brought the St. Patrick's Slam to the masses on TNT. And it was a very good show. Very, very good show. The main event was, lovely, epic match of the year for AEW, with the unsanctioned lights out match, street fight, anything goes between Thunder Rosa, not that Rosa, but Thunder Rosa, taking on Britt Baker, DMD, baby. So talk about that epic match that it was, bloody as fuck match that it was. And those ladies are not going to be the same after last night, even though last night was taped, but it is what it is. So NXT might have got the win. Well, I don't know. I think AEW, I don't know what the ratings are, and I'm not going to look at it right now because I don't think they're out yet. I'll probably be out later today or maybe tomorrow. But I'll talk about that tomorrow. But we'll see what happens with that. So, all right. So, like I said, AEW was great last night from start to finish, even for a taped show, and just amazing stuff. The main event was great. Not even great. It was not AJ Styles phenomenal, but it was phenomenal, epic. You think of a lot of good things about the main event, but it was just fucking epic, and that's all I gotta say about that. So let's begin with AEW Dynamite, and like I said, the chat room's open if you want to come in, and that's all I got to say about that. Because my buddy Chase, he's doing a live video now, so I might go on it later, but we'll see what happens with that. All right, so we begin Dynamite with a video of earlier in the day with MJF and his new crew, FTR, Dash Wheeler and Cash Wheeler and Wood, and Tully Blanchard along the chairman of the board, Sean Spears, and Wardlow. And they come off their private jet, probably stolen by Jericho, but it is what it is. So we're going to hear from them later on in the show about what they did last week to the Inner Circle and what they look to prove as a faction, and what their name could be. But because factions have to have a name, absolutely, and that's pretty much it. All right, so we begin the night with match number 1, American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes taking on everybody's favorite luchador. No, not Rey Mysterio. Booyaka, 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 619. Not Phoenix in a mask. And it was Zero Miedo. That's Pentagon Jr. or Pentagon El Zero Miedo, whatever the fuck you want to call him. I call him Pentagon. Pentagon Dark Pentagon, whatever you want to call him. So I'm surprised they started off with this match. I thought it might have been a little bit later in the show, but they started off with this match. And this match is okay. Nothing, not bad. Pretty good match. Starts off with Pentagon with some kicks before Cody can even take his shirt off. Pentagon's pissed. But Cody comes back, sends Pentagon to the outside. But Pentagon sends Cody face first into the ring post. Ow. And Pentagon starts working with to the back of the thigh. And then he ripped Cody's shirt off, that St. Patrick's Day Nightmare Collective shirt, which you can, I don't know if they're selling it on AEWshop.com, but if they are, go get it. That's that. You can also buy the In This Moment St. Patrick's Day shirt right now on InThisMomentShop.com. In This Moment, but the In This Moment, you can buy it on the In This Moment official store. But for the night, I need to pay bills. Got bills coming up. Anyway, so Pentagon pulls on Cody's arm, the injured shoulder. Cody's like, "Ooh, take it like a man. Give me another." And then he's like, "Give me another." So Pentagon obliges, gives him a bunch of chops. Then he kicks Pentagon, then picks him up, hits a front suplex, goes off the ropes, ducks a clothesline, and then Pentagon comes back with a sling blade for a near fall. Cody gets up. They lock up, and Cody sends Pentagon into the ropes. He hops over, hits a backstabber, a lung blower, whatever you want to call it, and goes for a near fall. Then Pentagon goes to the outside and grabs an extra barricade, because we all need extra barricades. Then he grabs St. Patrick's Day hat from the crowd, puts it on. So he's a leprechaun. No, he's a Mexican luchador leprechaun, or something like that. Yeah, kind of funny. That was pretty cool. Kicks at Cody's leg, gets him in a fireman's carry. Cody slides off, kicks Pentagon, and then Pentagon comes back, and then Pentagon, they both head to the top rope. And then Cody hits a super hurricanrana off the top. And then Pentagon gets up with a kick, stomps at the injured shoulder of Cody. Cody gets up, And then Arn Anderson distracts Pentagon, which led to Cody fireman's carry. Pentagon gets on the apron again, and he hits a high kick to the side of the head. Goes off the ropes. Cody with the disaster kick, and then Cody hits the ropes, and he does some dives here and there. Sends Pentagon into the ring. Pentagon comes back, kicks Cody as he comes in. Then he chops him against the ropes. Cody hits the ropes and hits a Canadian Destroyer, and then a good old-fashioned Gilmore cutter. Bang! And he covers for a near fall. Pentagon gets up, kicks Cody. Cody catches it, hits Crossroads, and I thought that was it. But Pentagon got at 2.9999999. Cody gets Pentagon upside down on his back, drops him down on his neck for a near fall. It's like a kind of a neck breaker. Pentagon gets a chop, and then Cody with a kick sends Pentagon into the corner. Pentagon drops down to his feet. Cody drags him on the outside, swings his leg into the ring post. Ow. Then he drags Pentagon to the center of the ring. Tries to lock in the figure four. But Pentagon locks the arm, twists, and ends up on the back of Cody. Then he snaps the shoulder of Cody, the collector of arms. Just snaps his arm. Didn't break it, but he kind of snapped it, but that's what it is. Pentagon's like, yeah, look at me, I did it, SA, I broke his arm, SA. But Cody's like, oh, you didn't beat me yet. Rolled up in a 1925 schoolboy. Cody Rhodes picks up the win over Pentagon in a surprising win. And that's all I gotta say for that. Gave the match 3 out of 5 stars. It was an okay match. And then afterwards, Pentagon attacks, just starts beating him up, and there's nobody to save him at the moment. But then the Gun Club come in, Austin Gunn, Billy Gunn, Mr. Ass, because he's an asshole. I mean, yes, man. And then his son Colton Gunn come in, and then Dustin Rhodes comes in to stop the beatdown. And then Pentagon's on the outside looking. He's like, "Oh, I got you," this and that, blah blah blah. And then QT got time there. QT, come on. I know QT's about to turn heel soon and turn on the Nightmare Collective, or the Nightmare Family, whatever it's called. And he's gonna leave. Not that anybody gives 2 shits, but that's all I gotta say about that. And that's it. So, like I said, match was all right. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, and we will move on. All right, then we go backstage with Alex Marvez and the AEW Tag Team Champions, Young Bucks. And Matt talks about how Phoenix beat each of them in singles competition. Ray beat last week. He beat Matt Nick a couple months ago. But he says they're the best tag team in professional wrestling. And then in comes the Invisible Hand, Don Callis, who says they sound like what they say. And then Don pulls out a shirt, says, "This is for your dad," and it reads, "Don't slap the leg." The whole thing with Vince, banning freaking people slapping their leg doing a super kick. So, another shot at WWE, and then WWE did the same thing on Raw. Well, they just fired a first shot on Raw, with Drew McIntyre dropping an F-bomb and talking about sparks and stuff like that, kind of making fun of the Dud Explosion for the death match between Kenny and Moxley. And that's that. So it was an okay joke, but and then on BTE, they had Nick and Matt talking to Christopher Daniels, and then Daniels tells a joke, and Matt's like, and then we see Matt Hardy come in and goes, "No," and then we see a sign that says, "Leg slapping, doing don't laugh and slap your leg," or something like that. And then Matt Jackson had to pay Christopher Daniels like $1,000. That was funny. That was kind of fun. TV show. Subscribe to Being the Elite right now on YouTube, and that's that. So anyway, Don says he wants to see the the Bucks from Japan. The great tag. The monsters they were in Japan, winning the junior heavyweight tag belts multiple times. Like I think like 6. In Japan, and then winning the heavyweight tag belts. I think 1 time. Anyway, so he wants to see the Bucks, from Japan. When the Bullet Club was the Elite Bullet Club. Before Kenny left to go to Ring of Honor. Well, I think they were still in Ring of Honor during that time, and then they left to form AEW. Don mentioned the found AEW, been here for, but it's nothing elite about anymore. They killed their careers, kind of making a little drop to their book, killing the business, which you can get right now at your local bookstore. I have it in my closet. I'm not going to show you it, but it is what it is. He says they killed their careers, let everyone take credit for everything. Then he brings up how Kenny Omega's changed. He says he's a god. He's the god of pro wrestling. And he talks about like Kenny used to be here, now he's up here, while the Bucks are down in the basement. He says Kenny doesn't recognize them anymore because they're not elite and he saw in New Japan. So right now, he has a point because are not the same Bucks that we saw in Japan, PWG, or not the same Bucks that we saw, in Japan. But never mind, I think Don's trying to turn them heel eventually and form this super elite group that with Kenny and Gallows and Anderson, the former tag team champions, the Finn Juice, Juice Robinson and David Finlay. What a good match with freaking Jay White at the New Japan Cup. I think was last night. Great match. I think Jay White obviously won because Jay White's fucking god, but it is what it is. Not a god like Kenny is, but he was pretty damn good. It is what it is. So we'll see what happens with Kenny and Gallows and Anderson and Don Callis. As we move on, and maybe they'll go back to being the Bucks from the Bucks that just ran in Japan. And that kind of rhymed, but it is what it is. So we'll see what happens with that. So I gave that segment 3 out of 5 stars as well, and we will move on. All right, then we get to your piss break match of the night. Match number 2, the lovely Jade Cargill takes on Danny Jordan. I'm calling her Danny Jordan. Independent wrestler. I've seen her a couple of times. Not bad, but kind of needs a little bit work. She. I think you would see her on Dark, or she might be on Elevation here and maybe episode of Elevation. I don't know. But anyway, this match lasted about a minute. So if you want to take a shit, by the time you came back, the match was over. Jade starts flexing her sexy guns and her body and everything. But Danny's like, that's pathetic. Not super effective. Jade hits the ropes, and Jade with a big pump kick. And then she's like, she up her hair. She's like, you messed up my hair, bitch. She wake up, knocks away, hits a huge release German suplex, digs up very nicely. Then she points at Danny, grabs the arm, locks the line, hits the glam slam. Once Jade Cargill picks up another victory, she's undefeated right now in W. I think she's been on Dark a couple of times. She teamed up with Shaq, and that's that. So another impressive win for Jade Cargill. I gave the match 2.25 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, she goes out. She starts arguing with Red Velvet. She starts mounting off of her. Goes to hit Jade, and she swings and misses, just like the Yankees. Swing and miss with all those steroids, brother. Swing and miss all season long this year. Saying she's like, bring it on right now. I'll kick your ass right now. Jade's like, no. Oh no! Not gonna happen. But so I think eventually we're gonna see Jade and Red Velvet go at it one-on-one in singles competition. Maybe on Dynamite, or maybe a Double or Nothing coming up in May. I think it was. Let me just get my trusty I believe it is. I think it's in the beginning of May, beginning near the middle of May. So right now, AEW's kind of going in gear, going to start the road to dominate what matches might happen at Double or Nothing. One of their off a great Revolution, and then now the second pay-per-view. And then after, I think around in between there. What's the other one called? I forget the other one. Damn it. I forget what the other one was called last year. They had they had Fight for the Fallen, and then they had one last year. I have to look that up, but probably do that in between Double or Nothing. And then after that, they'll probably start setting up for they'll take July and most of August off, and then All Out 4 will come out probably in August or early September. probably either before, probably after SummerSlam. So we'll get that. And then later on, they'll do a couple more events. And then the final pay-per-view of the year, which will be Full Gear 3 in November, right before the end of the year. And that'll be it for AEW pay-per-views this year. And that's that. But like I said, they'll probably have certain specials like Fight for the Fallen and Fighter Fest, and we'll see what happens with that, and we move on. So Jade Cargill gets the win over Danny Jordan, and she's looking on a collision course with Red Velvet, and that's that. All right, after that, go to commercial. We come back with MJF, Tully Blanchard, FTR, Shawn Spears, and Wardlow. They come out to MJF's music, and they get in the ring. Tully Blanchard gets on the mic. He says it's great being in the middle of the ring with this group of guys, because a week ago they stood in with the greatest group that AEW had in a circle, and we all saw what happened to them last week. They got crap beat out of them. Jericho busted wide open, gets put through a table by Wardlow. Jake Hager gets hit with a champagne bottle. Santana Ortiz gets hit up. Sammy Guevara gets a curb stomp into air. Then he had to go to the freaking dentist after that. On his YouTube show, they showed him going to the dentist. Because of what happened last week. So he ate a chair, literally. It is what it is. So he says he guesses that makes his group, or the group that's there now, the baddest group in AEW. They are the pinnacle of the sport. He talks about years ago, the greatest group of guys in the history of professional wrestling. These guys, the Four Horsemen. And he's going to finish his career with the greatest guys in professional wrestling. We'll see. See what happens with that. 60-something-year-old Tully Blanchard is what it is. And then MJF gets on the mic, and he, as always, he cuts a great promo saying that he said, well, I guess I'm Judas now. Since he stabbed, Jericho in the back. Kind of took the Judas, song and made his own thing with it. It is. He said pretending to like Jericho was no walk in the park. It wasn't easy being the most charismatic man and having to take a back seat to Jericho for the last 6 months. He said he stood back. He had to fall back as far as Jericho's hairline. Damn. I mean, is Jericho's hairline as bad as Shawn Michaels' hairline? Don't know about that. He says it wasn't easy separating him and Sammy Guevara as far apart as his left pec from his right pec. Okay. He convinced Jericho and everyone else, including all of us, that he wanted to take over the Inner Circle. And it was all a ruse. And from day one, the goal was to kill the Inner Circle from the inside, like as we saw with the video that Sammy Guevara showed. He says he wanted to defeat to end the strongest faction in all of AEW, and on top of wanted to build one of a stronger faction of his own, one that was stronger than his. He praises Ellie, right? He's only the greatest mind in the history of professional wrestling. He told them, and is exactly what they are. So the faction is now named the Pinnacle. Not the greatest name in the world, but it is what it is. Then he introduces the best big man in professional wrestling today, Wardlow, and the best insurance policy money can buy. Then he praises Shawn Spears, double SS, a wrestler's wrestler, and a veteran's veteran, or something like that. He called him. And he says if you mess with him, you're gonna eat a chair. Literally. Then he brings up FTR, saying they're the greatest tag team on God's green earth. Technically, you throw the Bucks in there, get the million. The greatest great tag team in the world, but Bucks are up there. But I think the Bucks are the greatest tag team of this generation, but not of all time. Because I think the greatest tag team of all time, it has to be the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, best tag team of all time. I mentioned that on TGC 180 in my Great Fucking Animal, or the greatest tag team in the world. But it is what it is. But I mean, if you want to hear about that, well, we could debate, and that's all I got to say about that. And move on. So he talks about them being the greatest tag team in the world, blah blah blah. Then he praises himself because he has to praise himself. He's only been on TV for a year. I thought it's been 2 years, but it is what it is. And it's already on top. He mentions he's 24 years old. Doesn't look 24, but he's 24. He says he's unstoppable. He's only gonna get better with age. He's got plenty of gas left in the tank. He says he's got left in the tank. It's just starting. Blah blah blah. He says he bets we want to punch our TV. I like that. What I want to punch my TV is when I watch the WWE. But I got an expensive TV. I don't want to mess with it. So, few $1,000 TV. I think it's a 30. I don't even know how long. I think it's a 32-inch TV. 33-inch TV. Not like a 65-inch TV, but can't afford that. But not right now. But soon I might get a 65-inch TV, HD TV or whatever it is. But so get that. Anyway, he says we know that the top spot with Pinnacle, they will take what they want when they want, and what they want is the Inner Circle's locker room. He said before they could do that, though, he wants to say something, and he stops, fixes his collar a little bit. He's like, and then he says, gets up in the camera, goes, Jericho, I'm better than you. I know it. That's it. So, great promo from the Pinnacle. Great promo as from MJF. He's growing on me. The guy has grown in the last few years. when I knew him from FSW and Vibro Wrestling here in the Northeast, he was a pain in the ass, and then he actually became a good guy for a little bit, wrestling, and still has a micro penis, but it is what it is. Not that I know anything about that, but we mocked him for being having a micro penis, but it is what it is, and that's that. Right, so we'll see what happens with the Pinnacle, and that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. And we'll see what happens with that. All right, got my good buddy Nick Infante 1992 in the chat. What's up, Nick? How are you, good sir? And that's that. So like I said, we'll see what happens with the Pinnacle moving forward. And that's that. So I gave that segment 3.25 out of 5 stars, and we will move on from there. All right, then we go to commercial. We come back. We see a good buddy Matt Hardy in the ring with and the Butcher, the Blade. Let me just check that out later. Sorry about that. Notifications up the wazoo today because it's Thursday, and you know what that means. The day off. But anyway, Matt Hardy gets in the ring with the Butcher, the Blade, and Bunny Alley, along with Private Party, Mark Quinn, and Isaiah Cassidy. It's a little promo talking about building his empire. Nothing great, That's basically it, Blah blah blah. Yeah. Sucks to be you. So then we get to match number 2. We get a 10-man tag team match. We got Jurassic Express, Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy Jack, and that little runt Marco Stunt taking on Bear Country, and Jurassic Park teaming up Bear Country, excuse me, Bear Bronson and that other guy, I don't remember his name. Blah 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 blah. And the Party, Butcher and Blade, and Party. Match was alright, nothing great. So also with Mark Quinn and Marco Stunt. But Matt Hardy's like, I want to start the match because I'm an egomaniac. I'm Matt Hardy, version 1. No, just semi. He's just Matt Hardy. He's not Big Money Matt. He's not broken Matt Hardy or anything like that. Just Matt Hardy. So he gets in, beats the living crap out of Marco Stunt because Marco Stunt's a fucking twig that anybody can kick. He's like 4'2", 100 pounds, soaking wet. But I digress. He knees Marco in the stomach. Stunt hops off the backslide, and he's like, "Boy, you get slapped in the face." That's Matt's face. Matt's pissed. Goes for a clothesline, missing. Stunt backs into the corner. He kicks out, dives into the arms of Matt, and somehow Jungle Boy gets the tag. He comes and dives off with a drop, and then everybody gets in the ring. Because we're all kung fu fighting. Just beating the crap out of each other. And the faces clear the ring. And then Bear Country grabs Marco, throws him out of the ring like a paper plane. Like, just pick him up. Just threw him into the 15th row. Killed the guy, but it is what it is. Because he's a horrible wrestler. It is what it is. So they throw him like a lawn dart. And Jungle Boy are like, the fuck, man? Look at my partner, dude. So like they take offense to that. And then Marquine gets in the ring. And then Bear Boulder getting fucking pain in my ass. Notifications. And Bear Boulder clips Jungle Boy with a boot. Then Matt Hardy gets in the ring, hits the side effect. As we go to commercial, we'll go to picture in picture, I think. Come back, Luchasaurus is just tossing everybody around like garbage. And then the Blade enters, and Luchasaurus, they lock up. He hits a German suplex. He kips up, and he grabs Cassidy, and then Marquine comes in, pulls Cassidy off Luchasaurus' shoulders. They miss a clothesline, and Luchasaurus hits the tail whip to Isaiah Cassidy. Then he kicks Marquine, and then a standing moonsault for a near fall. The Butcher comes in and hits him with a butt. And then the Butcher comes back, hits a clothesline, and then Marco stunt with a missile drop kick. Then he kicks the Butcher, slides back to the apron, and then Isaiah Cassidy. It's all chaos. I didn't know who the hell is the legal man in this damn match, but Isaiah Cassidy goes over to Lucha. He gets goozled again. Cassidy with an uppercut, and then Lucha Bear Bronson, who's an exploded suplex, and then Marquine comes in and runs into a big boot from Isaiah Cassidy, who tags in Mark Quinn, who sends Marco into the corner. Cassidy runs, eats an elbow. Marco kicks out of the corner, and then he kicks out again. And then Matt Hardy attacks Marco's stunt as Private Party distracts him. And then Marquis with the gin and juice to Marco's stunt. Looked like they were about to pin him, but Matt's like, I want a tag! Give me the tag! And then Matt Hardy grabs a limp Marco, like Marco looked like a freaking piece of spaghetti. He's 100 pounds, like I said. Grabs Marco, hits the twist of fate. 1, 2, 3. The Matt Hardy brand picks up the victory in a match that was kind of boring at times. So I give 2 out of 5 stars. Probably your ho-hum match of the night, and that's pretty much all I say about that. And we'll move on. Probably like almost a 9-minute match. It was just a ho-hum 10-man tag. It is what it is, and that's pretty much it. All right, excuse me. We move on. All right, we then go to Dasha with her guest Christian backstage. Brings up the term us, and he says we know their reputation. He says he makes wrestling better. Wrestlers have to, he makes wrestlers level up, their game and all that crap. He says he is the workhorse in professional wrestling, and if anyone forgot, they'll remember pretty damn quick. He also says there's only one spot that interests him, and that's the one that Kenny Omega has. And he talks about what happened last week when Kenny scooped in on his time. He says he wasn't mad. He says, I get it, but I'm not mad. So we'll see what happens with Christian going forward. Possible with Kenny at Double or Nothing for the AEW World Title, but before that, has a match with Matt Sydal in a AEW World Title Eliminator match. And if Matt Sydal wins, he gets a future AEW World Title shot. Probably not going to win, but it is, unless Christian, attacks or something happens with Moxley and Kingston. But whatever, we'll get to that in a minute. So, but at then at TNA Rebellion, he'll put the AEW title on the line against Rich Swann, who will put his his unified Impact World title on title for title, and the winner will come out with 2, possibly 3 belts, and that's it. But it looks like my chair. It looks like Kenny will win that match and start his belt collection, and After he wins the Impact title, he'll go to and probably face Ibushi at one of their big shows, either Sakura Genesis or maybe I think Dontaku's after that, or I forget which one's after Sakura Genesis. I think it's Dontaku or Power Struggle. But so that's gonna happen. Kenny's gonna win the IWGP Heavyweight title, come back to the States, and who knows after that? He might go to Ring of Honor and face Roosh or Jake, though. By sometime. By the time All Out hits, he'll probably have every fucking world title except for the WWE title. Not that he's gonna go to WWE and do that, but you never know. Just get all these notifications on my phone. I gotta charge my phone soon. All right, so we'll see what happens with that, and with Christian and company, and that's that. Nick says it was a great tag team match. What match were you watching? I didn't think it was that great, to be honest with you. But that's your opinion. I'm not going to argue about that. Because I love my fans. I don't argue with my fans. Unlike some people, But it is what it is. And that's that. All right, then we get a promo from Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley before their match with Gallows and Anderson. So we get to the match number 3. Eddie makes his entrance, but then Gallows and Anderson attack him from behind. Moxley comes out, and he has a shirt, and all this is all taped up. All the lacerations and the burns from the exploding barbed wire match. So he's selling the injuries and shit. So he makes the save. Gallows and Anderson made short work of them. Then he hit the magic kill with the Moxley on the outside. Then he rolled him in the ring. Machine Gun Carl Anderson attacks, and they start the match off. And how much time do I have? Not bad. I'm pretty good. 42 minutes. I don't want to make this too long. So Gallows beats down Eddie in the corner with some big boots. Tags in Carl Anderson. They go to work on Eddie. Back and forth. Textbook tag team wrestling 1-on-1. Whips Eddie and with a kick to the back of the head. Goes for a nail. And then Gallows hits a big boot to Moxley and knocks him off the apron. As we go to commercial, we come back. Moxley gets in with Carl Anderson. Moxley gets the hot tag to Eddie, who hits an exploder to Carl Anderson. Tags back in Moxley, hits a clothesline, then another one. Then he sends Carl Anderson over. John locks up and hits a German suplex, then a shotgun drop kick. Just goes to work on Carl Anderson. And then Gallows comes in. He gets a back elbow. Into the corner, gets reversed. Carl Anderson misses, and then John hits a power driver. Fall as Gallows stops it. Moxley with a knee hits the ropes. Hits suicide dive. In the ring, and then Carl hits his patented spine buster for a near fall. Gallows comes back in, grabs John, sets him up on the shoulders. Running kick to the head of Moxley from Anderson. And then Eddie Kingston comes in, Gallows with a right hand. And then they pick him up and hit a back suplex into a neck breaker combination from the Good Brothers. A cover on Moxley for a near fall. Anderson comes back in. He slaps Moxley around, like around a little bit. John Moxley gets pissed, so smack back. We get a good old fashioned smack. And then after that, Carl Anderson hits him. Then Gallows comes in. They pick up Moxley to go for the Magic Killer, but Eddie stops it. Gallows then hits an uppercut. Then Eddie sends Gallows to the outside. Gallows pulls Eddie to the outside, sends a barricade. While on the inside, Carl Anderson knocks the head of Moxley. I think he was trying to go for the gun stunner. But Moxley with a roll up, with a fruit roll up, circa 1920. 1, 2, 3. Moxley and Eddie Kingston pick up the victory, and that's pretty much just right. Gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. Was what it was. And then afterwards, Gallus attacks after the bell. Anderson comes in to join him, and then we see Kenny and Don Callis come out. He's coming out with a chair. He's all, he's dancing, like, Kenny. No, I didn't say that, but no, it is what it is. Kenny gets in the ring, sits on a chair, just right over Moxley. I think he was trying to do something with the chair, and then Eddie comes in out of nowhere, attacks Kenny, but the numbers game is just too much, and then Kenny starts kicking Moxley in the head with his boot. Then he takes the chair from Don Callis, hands it the leg in the chair. Moxley's trying to save his friend from getting Pillmanized. And then Kenny hits John in the face with another boot. Carl Anderson comes off. They Pillmanize Eddie Kingston's leg and ankle. So he's screaming. He's like, ah! He's really pissed off, even though his leg is shattered. And then Kenny kicks the ring. And they go to John. They go to Moxley. They put his head and neck in the chair, looking to do the same crap they just did to Eddie. But then the Young Bucks come out, Matt and Nick, to stop him. Mega's about to, drive his, jump off the top rope, Pillmanize Moxley. So they stop, don't do it. He's pissed. And go, he's about to jump off anyway. Matt Jackson stops him, and then they start yelling at the Bucks. And what the hell is that? Oh. And the Good Brothers hold up the Too Sweet pose, and they want the Bucks to do the Too Sweet thing. Kenny had a nice shirt with the Too Sweet pose on it. I don't know. That's a great shirt. I wish they would sell that shirt, but I don't think they are. Anyway, Kenny's like, throw him up. Not throw up, but throw them up. And once the Bucks have joined it, Matt's like, no, not doing it. Not gonna do it. And then Nick's like, no. Kenny goes over to Matt, turns him around, and just like grabs him, just turns him around. Oh yeah, goes like this to his head. Puts it the Too Sweet symbol up, throws up the Too Sweet again. Matt just leaves the ring and leaves, and the same thing happens to Nick. And then Kenny takes off his shirt, tosses it at them, and then Moxley's back up. He has a chair and tries to kill everybody with the chair, and everybody leaves the ring. And blah 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 blah. So Moxley clears the ring, and then on the outside we see Eddie Kingston. He's like, I want to get in the ring with my partner. I want to get in the ring with my best friend, Moxley. And he's screaming for somebody to get him in the ring with him. But, he's talking to Bryce, the referee. I think Bryce tried to help him and really couldn't help him because not Moxley. Kingston couldn't even get up. But that was it. And that's it. So we'll see what happens with this situation with Kenny with Kenny, Gallus, Anderson, and the Bucks. What might happen, I don't know, but we shall see. And my computer froze for a second, and I lost my notes. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So I gave the aftermath of that segment 3.25 out of 5 stars. And move on from there. All right. I'm going to back, and I hate when that happens, when you have your notes and they just mysteriously disappear. It happens when you have a shit fucking computer. And And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So as I'm waiting for my notes to come back, whenever they do come back, hopefully I can get them back. Yeah, I'm gonna give me a couple, give me like a second, and that's that. But when I do get them back, I'll paraphrase a little bit. A little bit next week's card. They're gonna have Nyla Rose versus Ty Conti in a rematch from the women's world title elimination tournament. They had Sting come out, and Darby Allin came out. Darby's pissed. He's like, I only defended the TNT title 3 times. 3 times. It's sad. Saying that he wants to be a fighting champion. And then Lance Archer and Jake Roberts comes out to basically take their time again. And basically Lance berates Sting once again, gets in his face, and then he starts berating Darby. I think he wanted a title shot, so I might get that. And then Team Taz comes out, and Taz was about to speak, and then Brian Cage just tells Taz to shut the crap up. Takes the mic, goes right in front of Sting. He says that with or without the bat, you're still the icon, and I respect you. And Taz is like, what the crap are you talking about, Brian? I thought you were with us. And then Brian's like, get away from me. I respect Sting, blah, blah, blah. So he leaves in a huff. So everybody's thinking that Brian Cage is leaving Team Taz and turning face. Who knows with that? And Team Taz looks like it's just going to be Taz, Powerhouse, Will Hobbs, and Ricky Starks, and Hook, Taz's son. And Brian Cage would just go by himself, and that's it. So I don't know. What happened to that? My notes are taking forever to load. I hate this. So what happens when you have a shit computer that runs on Windows 10? But I digress. I'm going to try it one more time, and hopefully I can get it back. At least I'm still alive, but it is what it is. So he talks about the Dark Order a little bit. He kind of challenges the Dark Order to a match for the TNT title. So we don't know. We at first challenge him, but then we go to the Dark Order clubhouse, and they're amongst themselves. And at first, -1 comes out. It's like, I'm going to take the title shot because I'm Brody Jr. And then Evil was like, shut up, kid. Wait about 10 years, and then maybe you will get a TNT title shot. So that was kind of funny. And all this hate I'm freaking pissed off. All this hate with -1 with Brody Jr. and all the hate that Amanda Huber is getting. John Luke Harper's wife is getting online. What is wrong with you people? Let the woman live, all right? AEW's taking care of her family. But you fucking idiots have to go on their Twitter and freaking act like a bunch of fucking mongoloids. Get a fucking life, all right? Fucking WWE wrestling marks. That's all you are. Fucking marks. Let the woman live, all right? Leave her alone. Brody Jr. is living out his dream. He wants to be like his dad, like any normal male son wants to do. They want to be like their dad. Not like me, but I want to be my own person. Not like my dad. No, big ups to my dad, but it is what it is. He wants to be a wrestler. He's with a bunch of great guys in the Dark Order. He has his best friends there, Ty Conti and Anna Jay. Anna Jay, recovering at home from her shoulder surgery. Him and Ty Conti, if Ty Conti wasn't married and Brody was about 10, 15 years older, they could be a good couple. But, Brody's getting, his first boner from, being with, and, touching Ty Conti, looking at her boobies and all that stuff. Can't blame the kid. Fucking 9-year-old kid gets his first boner. It is what it is. Big ups to Brody Jr. That's all I gotta say about it. And it was 1 year ago today that Luke Harper was revealed as the Exalted One and made his debut in AEW. So that's nice. So long live the memory of Luke Harper, John Huber, and as I said, the greatest TNT World Champion that ever lived. And that's that. So anyway, so Brody Jr. wants the title shot, and Evil Uno's like, get out of here, dude. Wait 10 years. And then Alex Reynolds is like, why don't you give it to John Silver? Why don't we give it to Johnny? And Johnny's like, yeah, the Meat Man, Johnny Hungy. So that match is now official for next week for the TNT title. Darby Allin defense against Johnny Hungy, John Silver. Should be a good match. Not that John Silver's going to win the belt, but at least gets a shot. That's all I got to say about that. And hopefully now I got my notes back, but nope, I did not get my notes back. That sucks. Okay, now I got them back. All right, so I get my my file here. So I had to restart the Windows Microsoft Word. I need to drink bad. It is what it is. I don't even. I had mozzarella sticks for lunch, and it's 4 o'clock now. I'm kind of hungry again, but need money for that food. I'm probably just gonna make a sandwich. It is what it is. All right, Nick Infante says those people doing that are WWE marks. Yes, they are. It doesn't matter. Why would you make fun of somebody's wife that just lost their husband and is the father to your kids? What is wrong with people? Stalking fucking wrestlers. They were stalking Alexa Bliss and Sonya Deville. Freaking people are fucking nuts, man. That's why there's so much evil in this world. All this, and nowadays, if you turn on CNN, you turn on the news, you see all this hate, this hate on Asian Americans. Everywhere you go, San Francisco, some Asian guy got beat up, but then thankfully the Asian guy put the guy that was beating him up in the hospital. Good going, Asian guy. Good going. That's how you defend yourself. But and then we saw some dickhead in Atlanta shoot up a spa, a massage, killing 8 people. I think most of them were all Asian Americans. Stupid. And he's blaming him because he had a sex addiction. Sex addiction. I'll get that out of my mouth. That's what she said. And he was supposed to be in court today, and they had to delay that. Fucking shit. I mean, people in New York are getting, they're getting beat up on the subway or on the street. Anywhere you go, Asian Americans are getting freaking stereotyped and beat up. It's crazy. And I have a lot of Asian American friends too. I mean, I have a lot of different nationalities. I'm friends with. I have some Irish friends. I have some Italian friends. I have some Mexican friends. I have some, black friends. I have, doesn't matter what nomination. I'm friends with them, But all this stereotype with blacks and with Mexicans and now with Chinese and Orientals and basically Asian Americans. It is fucking sickening. That's like I said. That's why this world is so fucking evil. I hate to be a part of it. When I go out, I have to worry about my own safety because this. You never know. This some fat dude can come out and blindside me and fucking splash on me or something, breaking my ribs or something like that, put me in the hospital for a while. Or I have some black guy try to mug me or whatever, or beat me up, or try to shoot me or something like that. I got to worry about my own safety. I got to worry about whose safety as well. I got to worry about my parents' safety, and my cousins, and my extended family, and my friends as well. It's like you can't go outside, without something maybe happening to you. And I feel bad for all these Asian Americans, especially the women. I feel bad. I feel really bad for all these Asian Americans. They come up to my job and they're the nicest people in the world. They don't speak much English here and there, but they're just like you and I, nice people. Nice people. It is what it is, but it just pisses me off to see every time on the news. It doesn't matter. I mean, and I watch CNN almost all the time. Every fucking hour, either they're talking about Biden and the stimulus check, they're talking about the fucking virus, or now they're talking about Asian Americans getting stereotyped and killed everywhere you go, in different cities. That's why all these cities are on high alert, because all the crime that's happening with Asian Americans. And to all these people that are attacking all these Asian Americans, I hope you go to jail and you get your ass kicked or killed, because you deserve your ass beat severely. Respect your elders and respect your fellow race or other races. Don't be a freaking racist. It freaking makes me sick. That's all I gotta say about that. So that's my political rant for the evening, the afternoon, and that's all I gotta say about that. Nick will agree with me, and anybody else who's watching will agree with me. And if you don't, well, too bad. But just leave Amanda Hoover alone, all right? Go play with your centimeter cack, and go praise Vince McMahon and the horrible WWE, or just do something else. Do something else, all right? Leave her alone. That's all I got to say about that. All right, let's move on from there. Okay, and that is why people are saying wrestling fans are toxic because of behavior like that. Yeah, exactly my point. Exactly my point. Wrestling fans are too toxic. I might actually do another rant maybe later on the weekend about how wrestling fans are fucking marks and fucking toxic for sports. Doesn't matter if it's a wrestling fan. You got baseball fans acting like morons, hockey fans acting like morons, basketball fans, football fans. I think the only safe sport is tennis and golf and bowling, badminton, soccer. Well, soccer they fight too, but not all the time. Soccer fans can act like complete idiots, especially in England and in Mexico and Spain and all that shit. But wrestling fans, I know it is what it is. But wrestling fans are freaking psychotic. Fucking marks, all of them. Just want to take one and punch him right in the face and give him a Gilmore cutter through a plate glass window on fire with some barbed wire explosives. That's how sick and twisted I am. But it is what it is, and that's all I gotta say about it. But yeah, but like I said, Nick is correct. Wrestling fans are fucking toxic. And like I said, I'll do a separate video at a later date about that. All right, and I agree with them saying wrestling fans are toxic. Yeah, same thing. So basically, you just proved your point. That's all I got to say about that. All right, let's get back to, if I can, get back to AEW. So like I mentioned, I'll get back on camera here. I'll look at my notes. So like I mentioned, Sting comes out with Darby Allin. Darby saying he's sick and tired of not defending the belt. He's only defended it 3 times. So he makes an open challenge, and he talks about the Dark Order, challenges them to a TNT title match, which was later accepted by John Silver. So we'll see that match next week. Should be a good match. And then the whole thing with Lance Archer and Sting and Jake Roberts, coming out. Coming out. Yeah, I'm gonna look at some videos about that topic, probably later. And then like I said, probably maybe tomorrow or maybe later this weekend, I'll do a separate rant on my rant channel about how a rant on wrestling fans, or I don't know how I'm gonna title it. Rant. Either gonna put rant on wrestling fans or rant on toxic wrestling fans, something like that. Or maybe I'll put "Are wrestling fans too toxic" in the rant in the description, not the script, the title. But we'll see what happens. I'll title it some way. And that's all I got to say about that. All right, I'm not gonna come back up, so fuck this computer, and all I got to say about that. All right, so we got that, and if I miss anything, I apologize. So that's that. So let's. I want to save some time. So I'm going to talk about the main event, the lights out unsanctioned match. Anything goes with Thunder Rosa, not that Rosa, but Thunder Rosa, and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, baby. Holy shit, this was great. This was the greatest hardcore match in women's history. Well, in American women's wrestling history, not of all time. If you haven't seen FMW from back in the mid '90s with and that the first ever women's exploding barbed wire match, that was insane. That match, in my eyes, is probably the most hardcore match in history of women's wrestling. But this one, I think, took it to a new level. Not that kind of level, but of extreme. But this was pretty damn fucking violent. They go at it. They go to the outside. They beat each other up. Britt Baker and Reba Rebel pull out a table. Thunder Rosa comes back with a chair, starts wailing on freaking Britt Baker's back. Vicious chair shots. Not head shots, but back shots. Not that kind of back shot. But, because a lot of haters love those back shots. You know what I mean? But, just wailing on her. Then she pulls out a ladder. And then she whips Britt Baker into the corner, puts the ladder right around near her face. And then she hits a cannonball in her face. She was busted open a little bit on her forehead, not gushing blood, but then she hits Britt Baker with it, and Britt Baker was busted open like right around here, and then Paul Turner has the gloves on because gotta protect yourself from HIV and all that other shit. And then she was bleeding a little bit. I thought it was just a minor cut, and then later on she's just gushing blood. Gushing blood. Her face, you couldn't even, like I said, you couldn't recognize her face after the match. She was busted wide open. I don't know if she bladed wrong or it was hard way blood. I don't know. But she was gushing blood. And, okay, my notes came back, but my mouse is working. Okay, now we got it. All right. Back in business like we're in business as like WrestleMania is, so we're back. Okay. All right. So I went forward a little bit, but I'll talk about. Let me do the Baker thing. and she was gushing blood. I mean, it was just sick. And then she's looking in the camera, gives all like look at me, I'm busted wide open for you people. Take that, WWE women. And all that other shit. And Britt comes back with a DDT in a chair, and then she hits a stomp on the chair, like a Seth Rollins stomp on the chair for a near fall. And then Britt asks for her glove, but then she grabs a bag. I wonder what's in the bag. What do you think is in the bag, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think? And no, it's not money. So she opens it up, and it's thousands upon thousands of thumbtacks. So she grabs Thunder Rosa, hits hard right hand, locks the head, drags Rosa over the tacks, looks for that swinging neck breaker suplex thing she hits. Thunder Rosa reversed it, and then Rebel comes in with a crotch, tries to, and she tries to hit Thunder Rosa with it, but Thunder Rosa blocks it, then hits Rebel in the head with the crutch. Just sent to the apron, and Thunder Rosa hits a dropkick to Rebel, crashes through the table, and then Britt Baker with a fine carry. Thunder Rosa reverses it, kicks this, locks her up, and it hits a powerbomb onto the tacks. Ow! Oh man, Adam Cole must have been cringing. Ugh, I cringed too. It was just sick. But then there was a tries to go for the pin, and out of nowhere, Britt locks in the lockjaw. But then throw to a pin axe. As you see, Britt just even wide open. Ugh. I mean, I was having freaking canister right, got super kicked in the face by at a PWG show when her and Joey Ryan beat the Bucks for the PWG tag team belts. She was just gushing blood, and she almost died in that match too because she lost so much blood. It was just fucking sick. Candice LeRae is fucking hardcore, and so is Britt Baker. I mean, gushing blood. She still finished the match to the apron. Thunder Rosa locks her up, hits the fire Thunder 1, 2, 3. As she picks up not AJ Styles phenomenal, but phenomenal match. I could, and my ratings, I'm gonna give it 5. I would have gave it 10 out of 10. Infinity match of the year. 5 out of 5. Everybody was nuts. The wrestlers outside the ring were going nuts. Why? AEW is far superior. And it is way. They had an exclusive video after on the YouTube channel where we see Britt Baker, getting helped out by Dr. Sampson and getting praised by the wrestlers on the outside, and then she gets taken to the back to get all the thumbtacks taken out of her back, and then all the blood off her face, and then Thunder Rosa comes through the ramp, and then all the wrestlers are just cheering her on. I mean, Then when Thunder Rosa signed to AEW, I was excited because I was like, we're going to see Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa go at it. I can't wait for that match to happen. And we finally get it, and this is what we get. This is amazing. I loved it. Let's see WWE top that. They could top it with Sasha and Bianca at WrestleMania. We'll see. We shall see. And that's all I can say about that. So like I said, 5 out of 5 out of that. It was great. And that's that. All right, then we to finish off the AEW review, and Rey Fenix and Hello. Rey Fenix wins with a knee and a power driver. So that's how Rey Fenix gets the win. Match was all right. I gave it a 3.25 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, Pac comes in and starts talking crap to Angelico. I don't know what that's going to lead to. And then we had Alex Marvez talks to him and about the rematch between him and Kip Sabian against Chucky T and Cassidy. The whole thing with Chucky T last week challenging him to like a match with arcade games on the outside. So Mio's says Chucky's trying to sweeten the deal, but he's not interested in the match. He's moved on from that. And then Kip Sabian comes in and is like, but I haven't moved on. They ruined my wedding. My wife is hurt. And it's all your fault because, excuse me, because you pushed Charles into my wife, and she's hurt. And Mio's like, well, the worst thing that could happen for your career is to have your wife at ringside. Hey, I take offense to that. I have my former wife, Maria Brink, of the former XWF, at ringside all the time. She got hurt. She came back and kicked some ass. I didn't complain. I had my demon assassin Valerie Sky at ringside all the time. She gets beat up here and there. Do I complain? No. So Miro, you need to shut the fuck up, dude. You and your whole thing with Jim Cornette, you're right in many cases because Jim Cornette is a fucking prick. But it is what it is. Calling Penelope Ford Penelope Pit Stop and calling Penelope Ford a slut. Even though your wife's a slut because you whore her out, you watch her have sex with other guys. Real husband you are there, Jim. That's all I gotta say about that. Basically, Miro's like, I don't care about Chucky T. I don't care about Orange. I care about is my destiny, and that is to become the world champion. And Kip's like, yeah, I agree. I want in the worst way. Blah blah blah. He says outside the ring, buddies, and then Miro leaves, and Kip's like, I accept the rematch, so we're gonna actually get that match with all the arcade games on the outside. So I think it's probably gonna happen pretty soon. Not when, but we'll see what happens with that. All right, and that ends this night. So great show, 8 out of 10 stars. And that's all I got to say about that. The women's match was match of the year right now. I know it's only March the 18th. I mean, and we had some pretty damn good matches this year, especially at Wrestle Kingdom. With New Japan, Jay White and Ibushi, and Jay White and not Jay White. I think it was Ibushi and Naito. Some good stuff in Japan, but AEW's hit one out of the park last night. And that's all I gotta say about that. Now, if I can get back to my, I lost my thing again. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, hopefully I can get this up. Okay. Nick, you're still there. How you doing, my friend? That's all I gotta say about that. So, like I said, 8 out of 10 stars for AEW last night, and we'll see what happens next week on the program. With all that other stuff, like I said, Nyla Rose and Ty Conti, Darby Allin defended the TNT Championship against John Silver. I think there's another match. I think they announced as well, but I forgot. But next week should be pretty good as always. I don't have, since my notes. Thankfully, I have my notes on two different things because I have, I save it to my. Give me 1 second. Okay, now it shows up, right? Fuck computer. Check the ratings if they're out now. Let me see. Let me check good old NoDQ.com, see if the ratings are out yet. Okay, yes, they are out. All right, so this is from NoDQ.com, and let's see what the ratings are. All right, so the ratings are in, and ladies and gentlemen, once again, AEW won Wednesday Night War. They got 700. I'm surprised at this number. 768,000 views with a 0.28 in the 1849 demo. Finished on cable. I guess people watching CNN or watching basketball, something like that. I don't know what. That was that. Let me get on camera here. Well, NXT last night, I'll get to the NXT review in just a second. NXT did 597,000 views with a 0.13 in the 18-49 demo and finished 42nd in the top 50 cable last night. So, I mean, NXT's just been just rough. Had a rough year. I mean, they started off the year with 641,000. They went down to 551,000. The highest they've had was February 24th with 734,000. And then the week after that was 692,000. And then it went down a little bit last week. They had 691,000. AEW had 743,000. And then AEW went up a little bit this week. Like I said, 768,000 views. NXT went down almost 100,000 views. 597,000 views. They're just not doing good on Wednesday nights. And look, there's rumors of them going to Tuesday nights, and I don't know if the ratings will be better there. Who knows? I think the real reason for NXT getting so much horrible ratings is one, because they're on Wednesday nights going head to head with AEW, and two, I think who is booking a little bit of NXT, and that guy is Vincent Kennedy McMahon. So Vince is not only killing his company, he's killing Hunter's company. And I don't think Hunter's appreciating that too much, because his father-in-law, I should say, is killing his baby. The brand that he created, which was NXT. So Vince has that influence now. And that's why NXT is just not doing so good right now. Even with guys like Fiend Balor and Adam Cole, baby, and Killer Cross and Imperium and all those Io Shirai and Tony Storm and blah 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 blah. All the stars of NXT, they can't even get over the highest they can get is 734,000. I really think they need to go to Tuesday nights, be by themselves, because at this rate, they're just getting destroyed. The proverbial coffin is just about to get nailed. NXT is done. WWE is just in the gutter right now. NXT is just about to join, the WWE in the grave. Sad. and it makes me mad because there's people I like in NXT, like Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roddy, Finn Balor to an extent, Killer Cross, Walter. Well, Walter, not really in NXT, he's in NXT UK, but I'll talk about Walter in a minute. And just makes me mad. It just makes me mad when even when they had Rhea Ripley there. They're gonna destroy Rhea Ripley. They got Damian Priest there. They team him up with Bad Bunny, another a jerk off. And I'll do my AEW review, but maybe later tonight. I'm gonna take a break and probably make a sandwich and watch some TV and charge my phone a little bit, and that'll be it. And then maybe I'll come back later with my Raw review, and that'll be it. So that's that. So yeah, but NXT is just horrible. Horrible. That's pretty much all I gotta say about that. All right, let's quickly get to NXT from last night, and what happened? Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. All right, so my computer's going nuts as always. The NXT real quick, and NXT was a pretty good show. Also with Finn Balor in the ring, says he beat everybody's been put up in front of him. He says Killer Cross's time is up at TakeOver Stand and Deliver. The 7th, coming up, a couple weeks. And on cue, Killer Cross and the lovely Scarlett Bordeaux come out. Cross says he can say that everyone needs to know who the real champion is around here. He doesn't have to event against him, and then says that he's going to choke. And then Scarlett's she's foreseen this, and that it all happens for a reason. And then Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan come out, the tag team champions, and basically tell them that you guys should be focusing on us, and the best technical wrestler in the world, Pete fucking Dunne, who could beat both of them, even though he lost to Finn Balor at TakeOver Vengeance Day. So kind of hypocritical what they said. So anyway, Scarlett goes out of the ring, starts kind of teasing Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan, giving them boners, everything, which isn't a bad thing. Then you get your ass kicked, Killer Cross if you try to touch her ass or anything like that. Anyway, Scarlett suggests they defend the tag team belts against Cross and Finn, and basically using her sexual assets, if you will, to entice them, and it works. And later on, they agree to a match, and in the main event, we're going to see Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch against Killer Cross. And I'll get to your comments in a minute, Nick. I want to finish this up and get to your comments, okay? So later on in the night, we will see Killer Cross and Finn Balor team up against Oney Lorcan and Danny for the NXT tag team titles, and that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. All right, then we get to Austin Theory and Dexter Lumis. The whole situation with the Way and Dexter Lumis, or, the whole thing with the Way going to the therapist, and the therapist basically telling what Dexter Lumis thought of him. He says he has a small abdominal region and blah 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 blah. So we get to this match. Match wasn't right home about. In the end, Dexter goes for violence. I think that's his finisher. But Austin Theory fought out of it. Dexter counters the TKO into the silence. Austin Theory tapped out. So Dexter Lumis gets the win. Before the match, Gargano and Candice gave Austin a because they weren't at ringside for some reason. So Dexter Lumis gets the win, and we'll see what happens with him in the way. And going forward, probably still more matches. Eventually, I think Dexter Lumis will get a North American title shot at Stand and Deliver. Probably night 1 or night 2. Maybe he might win the North American title. Probably not hold on. I gave the match 2.25 out of 5 stars, and pretty much it. All right. After that, we go back. He asked her to find Marcel Barthel and Fabian Aichner and see if they lately. Because he's like, I haven't seen them in ages. The whole thing with Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher and Imperium. Imperium trying to like, I don't want, I'll support it, but I don't like it, stuff like that. So we'll see what happens with that situation. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars, and we move on. All right, then we go to the ring with our good buddy Adam Cole, baby. Cuts a promo, but after Kyle's actions last week, Adam had to take him out. So it demands Kyle to come out. So Regal comes out because and he says Kyle wasn't clear to compete, and he's not in the building since he's still injured from I guess whatever happened last week. I guess he's still not medically cleared because of his seizure seizure. He didn't really have a seizure, just plain. And his seizure, something in his neck forced him that he couldn't wrestle for a bit. So he's not in the building, and So Adam can't get his revenge. Anyway, but so Regal's like he's not here to compete, and he's not there for Adam's safety and friendship. So Cole gets pissed, saying he's in a situation, and it gets boys, it gets violent after that. Not violent, but I'll get to that in a minute. So that's it. All right, then we get footage of Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart's tag team belts last week from Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. They get interviewed about being the champs. Ember says she came back to make history and be the face of the division, while Shotzi was happy to celebrate with her dad. And then Robert Stone, Robbie E, comes out with Aaliyah and Kamea, saying the titles will look better on them. So it's like, oh, is that a challenge? So Ember and Shotzi accept the challenge for next week. So we're going to see that. We're going to see Shotzi and Ember defend the belts for the first time ringside. And then Ember disses Robert's suit, which he probably got from Kmart. But it is what it is. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So I gave that. We see the NXT UK Cruiserweight Champion, Jordan Devlin, arrive to the arena. He's got state champion, Mr. Santos Escobar. So we'll see what happens with that. And speaking of Santos Escobar, his buddies in a tag match against Breezango. This match came out last week where the Grizzly Young Veterans beat the crap out of MSK, and then Breezango came out to attack, and save, run off the Grizzly Young Veterans and Legado del Fantasma. Anyway, the match happens. Match was alright. Getting to the end, and Wild gets out of a single leg crab. Then he gets slingshot to the outside. Tyler Breeze is tripped before going to the outside. He still catches Joaquin Wilde with a super kick, or the beauty shot, whatever you want to call it. Goes for the pin. Mendoza breaks up the count, and then they work together to snap his neck off the ropes and hit their finisher to get the win. So a pretty good tag team match. I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. So the Gallatin Fantasma pick up the win. And we shall see what happens with that. With them after that, maybe a match with MSK. We'll see. I lost my notes. Okay, after that, Santos Escobar gets on the mic to say that he's been hearing about Jordan Devlin, but he hasn't seen him. Then we get the music of Jordan Devlin. He comes out with the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Is there NXT Cruiserweight Championship, or maybe his own. I think it was his own Cruiserweight Championship. Exactly sure on that. I don't follow NXT UK. I apologize. So don't shoot me. But it is what it is. Champion. Santos says nobody even remembers that he won that. Jordan Devlin even won the title in the first place. He tells Jordan Devlin to wrap things up in the UK and meet him at Stand and Deliver. And then Devlin just beats him up with some cheap shots and that's it. So at Stand and Deliver, we're gonna get a unification match, or we're gonna get a match. It kind of reminds me of when WrestleMania 10 when Shawn Michaels was the Intercontinental Champion. He fought Razor Ramon, who was the other Intercontinental Champion, and they had a match to kind of like unify the Intercontinental title. And we all remember who won that match, Razor Ramon. And they first had a match at WrestleMania, I believe. And Razor Ramon came out with both Intercontinental titles, became the unified Intercontinental Champion. I mean, we've seen it before in TNA and WCW, I believe. So, not anything new. So, we're going to get that match at Stand and Deliver. Should be a great match. And we'll move on from there. All right, so then we see a video package hyping the newest arrival to, and the newest signee to NXT. Her name is Sai. Well, if you don't know who she is, Stardom and Rise, and I think Joshi, But she's another girl from Japan. And she will be seeing her in action coming up the next coming week. So, and she's just like all these other Japanese chicks, pretty damn good looking. But it is what it is. No, not on the list yet of my wife's yet, but it is what it is. So we'll see her in action coming in the next coming weeks. All right, after that we get the Dakota Kai and Zoe Stark. Match was good match between these two ladies. We get near the end. Stark springboards into a huge super kick from Dakota Kai. Kai as a corner boot for a near fall. Then they go back and forth with near falls, and then Zoe Stark hits a rolling fireman's carry. Goes up top, but Dakota Kai cuts her off with a kick. Then she hits the go-to kick. 1, 2, 3. Dakota Kai picks up the win. So after losing the NXT Women's Tag Team belts last week to Ember Moon and Shotzi, she gets back on the winning track. Picks up the win. Match is all right. Gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, Dakota Kai starts talking shit to Zoe Stark, and then Io comes out. Io Shirai, the NXT Women's Champion, goes face with Dakota, but it's like she's like, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to her. So she walks past her, and she shows a contract into Raquel Gonzalez's chest before leaving to her feet. And then we find out that next week, Io and Zoe Stark will team up to face Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. And that should be a pretty good match. And we'll see if Raquel Gonzalez signs the contract to face Io at Stand and Deliver for the NXT Women's Championship. And I think she will sign a contract, and she will. And at Stand and Deliver, she will win the NXT Women's Championship. I think Io's reign, almost 1 year reign, will finally end. And then Raquel Gonzalez will probably go on a monster run of her own. I just don't know who will beat her. It might be Dakota Kai herself, but I doubt that. But you never know. But we'll see what happens with that, and we will move on from there. All right. Let me just get my notes back. All right. Nuts. All right. After that, we get an interview with Brian Regal. And he's talking, and someone tells him that something happened to Adam Cole, and he needs to go outside to see what it is. So we'll get to that in a second. So some nervous times from Ryan Regal right there. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's that. All right, then we get a promo from the Grizzled Young Veterans, Drake and Gibson. They got a promo from, I guess, their house. I don't know where they were, maybe a hotel or something like that. Basically, they said that MSK made a huge mistake last week, and they're going to pay for it. So, like I said, we'll probably see MSK and the Grizzly Young Veterans maybe at Stand and Deliver in a tag team match, and we'll see what happens with that. And we move on. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And we move on. All right, then we get to a singles match between Marcel Barthel and Tommaso Ciampa. 4-minute match. Tommaso Ciampa gets the win after hitting the Willow's Bell. And surprisingly short match. Thought it might have went a little bit longer. Excuse me, too much beer. In a surprisingly short match. So Ciampa can win. Thatcher was at ringside. Anyway, that Imperium jumped him. Oh, I don't think he was. He wasn't there. I'm sorry. I read my notes wrong. I kind of went ahead. So Thatcher wasn't there. So Ciampa's like, I guess, well, you attacked him from behind, you assholes. So we get this match. So Ciampa wins the match. And then after the win, it gets cut off by the arrival and the return of the NXT UK champion Walter, who comes out, and they mention his long ass title reign, almost 2 years, almost 2 year title reign, almost 750 something days. I mean, him and Nick Aldis right now are the longest reigning champions right now in wrestling. Nick Aldis is almost at, I think, I don't know how many days he's at. And I think he might lose it to Mr. Damian Sandow, Aaron Stevens at the pay-per-view this Sunday, because Nick Aldis will defend at the pay-per-view, and we'll see if he continues his long-ass 2 year reign of champ, or he finally loses that damn belt. But we'll see. So yeah, Damian Sandow gets a world title shot. Will he win? Who knows? And that's that. Walter's out. The NXT UK's Ciampa. And then the rest of Imperium gets involved. Ciampa fights him off until Walter just chops the living bejesus out of him. I mean, he chopped him so hard, I think his soul came out of him. Then he picks up Ciampa. It's a very stiff power bomb. So that might be a match at Stand and Deliver. Walter defending the NXT UK Championship against Tommaso Ciampa, or something was going to happen with between those guys, all those guys. But we'll see what happens with that. So I gave the match 2 out of 5 stars, and in the aftermath I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's that. All right, there we go. Outside the Capitol Wrestling Center, where we see William Regal. He finds Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly arguing by the cars. Then the cops come. And then Kyle and Adam get handcuffed, and Kyle gets put in the back of a police car. Well, not a police, And Adam gets, he has his hands behind his back. William Regal, he's telling Kyle, just be calm and everything. And Adam's like, "You're gonna pay, Kyle, you're gonna pay." And then William Regal's trying to calm Adam down. He's still going off. And then Regal's like, "Shut up, damn you! Shut up!" And then Adam's like, "He tried to run me off the road. Dude." So Kyle basically tried to commit vehicular manslaughter and murder at the same time. So we'll see what happens with this situation next week on program. But I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars, and we will move on from there. All right, then we go back inside the Capitol Wrestling Center for our next match. August Gray, Anthony Henry, taking on the debuting Eli Drake, or LA Knight, whatever you want to call him, in his debut match. Match was all right, nothing to write home about. Basically a squash match for Eli. Anthony Henry got a little bit of offense in, and then we see Bronson Reed come out, and he has LA Knight's jacket. He tries to put it on, but he rips it in the process as he flexes. Eli is pissed, and Anthony Henry tried to get a 1925 roll-up, but he gets the near fall out of that. Goes up top for an aerial move, putting him puts him back in trouble. Then LA Knight puts him down with a headlock driver, and he gets the win. Match he gave 2 out of 5 stars. So it looks like we're going to see LA Knight and Bronson Reed coming up soon, or maybe at TakeOver. But we'll see what happens with that, and we will move on from there. All right, there we go. Backstage. Let me just check my time. Almost at 2 hours. I didn't want to make it 2 hours, but it is what it is. Hopefully, I have one next week or coming weeks. So I think I only have right now I have about 8 hours. I have 12 hours left on on StreamYard, but it is what it is. That's it. All right, there we go. We go backstage. Raquel Gonzalez says Io made a mistake by handing her the contract. She says once she signs, Io's reign is over. And then Dakota Kai comes up and congratulates her, but says she got them a match against Io and Zoe Stark next week, which I already mentioned. Raquel's kind of skeptical about it, but Dakota says she needs it for her and for them since they lost 2 straight tag team matches. So Raquel's like, "You're right. Okay, I'm all for it." So she doesn't sign the contract just yet, but like I said, she'll probably sign it either next week or maybe the week after that. Probably the Go Home show, which is on March the 31st. So she will sign the contract and she will face Io for the belt. And like I said, she will probably win the belt. And we'll see what happens from that. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars, and we will move on from it. All right, there we get a vignette of Xia Li. Not that we needed it. And basically just says resistance will not be tolerated. Resistance is futile. And that's it. So that's that. All right, after that, we get Rhea and Regal explaining that the whole thing between Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole is out of control, and he demands them to show up to the CWC next week and to resolve this situation and have a solution. And I think the only solution will be to have a match at TakeOver, probably a street fight. I think it'll be a street fight. I don't think it'll be like a cage or anything like that, or like a submission match or a hybrid rules match like they had back in 2012 at of Honor. I haven't seen that hybrid rules match, which I think, the history of them fighting is the best match of their careers. Because Adam, the first time they fought that hybrid rules match, Kyle knocked out Adam's teeth, his tooth. Adam, basically beating up Adam. Adam comes back spewing blood. He wins the match by putting Kyle O'Reilly in the figure 4. And then he became a star after that in Ring of Honor, became Adam Cole baby, became, and then when he joined the Bullet Club Elite, won the world from Jay Lethal, and then he fought Kyle at Final Battle 2015 or 16, I believe. He won there, in kind of controversial fashion, and then at Final Battle the next year, they fought for the world title. Kyle O'Reilly beat him, but then Kyle lost the belt in Japan. But it is what it is, and they haven't fought since. Then they became friends. They formed the Undisputed Era. Now they'll have, for the first time in a couple of years, Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole, part 3. And I think it's part 3, but we'll see what happens with that. So hopefully next week we have a solution, and like I said, the solution will probably be some type of match at TakeOver, and that's that. All right, then we get to the main for the NXT Tag Team titles. Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan taking on Finn Balor and Killer Kross. Match is all right. We get near the end, and Finn Balor comes in and hits the John Woo drop kick, but sends Oney Lorcan into split, who goes flying off the apron. Or will go, out on the outside, which kind of pissed off Killer Kross, and just takes Finn and just starts beating the living shit out of him. Driving him headfirst into the plexiglass, then sends him to the outside. And then he throws him back in, and then Oney Lorcan's waiting, hits the running uppercut. 1, 2, 3. They retain the tag team belts. Obviously, they were going to retain. You didn't think those guys were going to win, right? So Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan win the match. 11-minute match. Match was all right. It gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. So they get the win. Afterwards, Killer Kross comes in, beats the living crap out of Oney, giving him the Saito Doomsday suplexes. then he puts his focus on Finn, beating him up. Then he hits a couple of Doomsday Saito suplexes on him, laying him out. Then he puts him in the straitjacket submission, or was about to put him in the straitjacket submission, and Scar's like, "No, my friend, no, my great friend, don't do that yet, just yet." So she helps Finn up. She's like, "It's okay, it's okay, it's okay." Then she's like, looks at her boyfriend, and Killer Cross hits the forearm to the back of the neck, laying Finn out. And then Scarlett was wearing basically nothing. Good lord. She bends down and gets near Finn and basically tells him that he can't escape his fate. The match at TakeOver is official. Killer Cross and Finn Balor for the NXT World Title, probably on night 2. So it's not going to be televised, which sucks. But I can tell you right now, if they don't give it to Killer Cross, I'll be pissed. But we'll see what happens with that. And we will move on from there. So, like I said, I gave the match 2.25 out of 5 stars. Overall, NXT was all right. I gave it a 6. I originally gave it 7.25 out of 5 stars. I'm going to go with it. I don't care. 7.25 out of 5 stars for NXT. It's pretty good. Not great, but decent. And we'll see what happens this Wednesday night on the program. And I've got some good matches coming up, and more to come on the road to NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver Night 1 and 2, April the 7th and the 8th. And I will do a review of both nights in one separate video. I'll do predictions, and I'll do one separate video after night 2. I will not do it on night 1. I'll do night 1 and 2 together when night 2 ends. So on April the 8th, I would do one video after night 2 ends. And that's pretty much all I gotta say for that. All right, let's end this this video with some comments from my good buddy Nick Infante92. He's talking about Rhea Ripley. He says, speaking of Rhea Ripley, is she ever going to debut on Raw? I think she will, but it'll probably be after WrestleMania. Usually after WrestleMania, we get the WrestleMania call-ups. And then, as usual, after WrestleMania, we get the releases. So, who knows who's going to get released this year? Hopefully it's R-Truth, but probably not. Since he won back the 24/7 title. He didn't win it back. Bad Bunny just handed it to him. Well, that's at least one way to get Bad Bunny off. One way to get the title off Bad Bunny. Not that he needed it anyway, but give it back to R-Truth. Why don't you just throw it in the fucking trash? That's what I would have done. It's like I would just say, I would look at Damian Priest and say, I've had fun with this belt, but I don't need it. I don't need it anymore, right? Then I would have looked in the camera and said, "This is worthless. Throw it out and leave." That's it. And then you will never see me again unless I went to another company like AEW. I would just said this title is worthless. Throw it in the garbage. And then I would have left, and then I would have stopped, and then take off my shirt, show an AEW shirt, just to piss off Vince even more. But that's just me. Anyway, but yeah, I think Rhea Ripley will debut after WrestleMania. And that's it. All right, final comment. They keep teasing Rhea Ripley coming to Raw, but still silence. Yeah, I mean, how much more vignettes are we going to show of her? I think it's time for her to have her come out. But like I said, I think she's probably going to either she's debuting at WrestleMania. Well, not debuting since she was at WrestleMania last year. Against Charlotte. So it's not making her WrestleMania debut, but so she'll probably be in a match, or maybe in that. I think they're gonna have the Mae Young Battle Royale, and the winner will face the champion of their choosing. Either be the SmackDown champion or the Raw Women's champion, whoever that may be. Might be Asuka, might be Charlotte. So yeah, another Rhea Ripley Charlotte match. Nobody cares. So yeah, but like I said, I think Rhea Ripley will be at WrestleMania, probably in that battle royale, probably win that battle royale, and then make her debut on Raw the next night. And probably won't fight, but I think she's gonna. I don't think she's gonna fight. I think she's gonna win the battle royale, come out, do a promo, and then she'll probably choose whoever wins the Raw Women's title, either be Charlotte or Asuka, and then will probably be Charlotte, obviously. So and then Charlotte will come out, and then Rhea will come out and says last year we fought over the NXT title, you beat me, but this time I'm gonna face you for the Raw Women's Championship, and I'm gonna beat you, and hopefully they give it to her. Be fresh. Somebody else besides, the same old regurgitated bullshit cycle of people that wins that belt. And we'll see what happens from there. So, like I said, Rhea Ripley will probably appear at WrestleMania and then debut on Raw on April the 5th. But we shall see. Maybe it might happen sooner. Who knows? We'll have to see on Monday Night Raw this Monday and the next week after that. And that's it. All right. Thank you, Nick, for coming in the chat and joining me for this video. So thank you all for watching the video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below on this channel and all my other channels. Subscribe to my other channels as well. Smash that like button to death, and share the video all over the internet. But don't forget to tap that bell, turn on all my notifications so you never ever miss an upload. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Friend me on Facebook, and Twitter and Instagram down below, all the information. Check out my last video on Eric Bischoff getting into the Hall of Fame. He was announced as the next inductee to the 2021 Hall of Fame. So check that video out after you watch this video. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So once again, AEW was a pretty good show. I gave that 8 out of 10 stars. The women's hardcore match was just phenomenal. Not AJ Styles phenomenal, but phenomenal. Match of the year. Great show. 8 out of 10. That's why they won the ratings again this week. NXT was good. Had its moments with the Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly stuff, and the main event was okay. And the whole thing with Finn Balor and Killer Cross. So they're giving up to NXT's giving up to Stand and Deliver in a couple weeks. So we'll see what happens over the next couple weeks. And that's pretty much it. So, like I said, NXT got 7.25 out of 10 stars for me. I might be overrating it a little bit, but it's my show. I can do whatever the fuck I want. And if you don't like it, well, fuck you, man. And that's all I gotta say about that. So, Nick, thank you for coming in. And that's all I gotta say about it. So thank you for watching. I might have my Raw review up later tonight, depending on how tired I am and how busy I am. So we'll see what happens. If not, I might just do a Raw Thoughts video. But we'll see what happens later on tonight. All right, everybody, I'm going to edit this video up. Grab a sandwich and then watch some TV and watch some videos and do some other stuff here and there. And that's all I got to say about that. So thank you for watching. I'm Peter Gomez signing off. Peace out. Rock on. And I'll see you motherfuckers next time. Peace.